So a year ago, we had this grand idea to try to make things more accessible and frankly just easier for people to digest, more appealing, more, just there's a lot of different things we wanted to do a year ago where we saw the industry was broken, people weren't learning, people weren't getting the business outcomes. And so we launched Beyond the Pump. And so what you are actually...
You said it wrong. We changed the game. Welcome to Beyond the Pump, where we talk about the business of fitness and nutrition, and we're here to make you, the coach, more money, helping more people, doing less work at the end of the day. Joking. Not at all, actually. We want you to be able to help more people, and we want you to get paid accordingly for that, so that's what we're here for. But right now, we don't know where this episode's going to go, honestly. You don't want to know why? Why, Andrew?
So a year ago, we had this grand idea to try to make things more accessible and frankly just easier for people to digest, more appealing, more, just there's a lot of different things we wanted to do a year ago where we saw the industry was broken, people weren't learning, people weren't getting the business outcomes. And so we launched Beyond the Pump. And so what you are actually...
You said it wrong. We changed the game.
Stop that. Okay. We did. We responded to some game changes for sure along the way. And this is crazy because this is our 100th episode. And the amount of time that we spent in spreadsheets, the amount of things that we fucked up, the things that we probably don't even know we fucked up, and the things that we've gotten to really enjoy and still fucking up, the linear, non-linear conversations that have happened, starting in Zoom, doing in person, transferring hands. Like, we're just going to really reflect on the things that we've learned and the things that we think, were some of the most fulfilling, exciting parts on a personal level. We'll peel back the layers a little bit just to, talk about what it's been like. And we hope that you find that valuable. And if you're thinking about doing your own podcast, please do it, because I promise you, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. And we've done 100 of them, so, if you haven't subscribed, please, the next 100 is going to be even more phenomenal. Please, please, please subscribe. It means the world to us, and it'll allow us to continue to do this for the foreseeable future, continue to bring you guys value. So, Steve, what's the last year been like for you? It's crazy.
So, we're sitting here, we're like, all right, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, man, what am I going to talk about? And I distinctly remember one training that we did, and I go through and I'm showing literally live prompting AI with this kind of flow and framework and just guide that I had built. Yeah. And, it's going exactly as I thought it would go in my mind, just sitting here banging around with AI and all that. And I vividly remember a comment, and it's one of the ones that I screenshot and I use now. But the comment was like, I have never actually got to experience something like this for free, where they showed me them doing the thing and it working. Most times I show up and it's always this theoretical, you can do the thing and whatever. And
the webinar kind of style.
It was in that moment that I was like, all right,
what a shite.
That's pretty cool that somebody's getting real value, but more importantly, like, they saw it actually work. Yeah. And it just went down this entire different road. And I remember the experience going through there was another gentleman on there. It was like, oh, my ideal client, he thought they wanted a certain thing, but on the other side of it, his ideal client was super afraid to go work out in the gym because they just didn't have a level of confidence. Mm-hmm. And he started to think through, wow, the conversation I need to have with people is more around this obstacle rather than that obstacle. And you could just see the light bulbs going off on in his brain, and it was like his eyes lighting up. And it's in those moments that getting to do this is fun. Like, even the room we got to hang out in today. Yeah. Like, you could see everybody go, oh my God, this is this person wants to be more masculine. And it's like, you could just see wow. So those are the fun, enjoyable things of kind of doing what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just been, because the older I get, the more I value, like, being able to tell a good story. And I think that showing up this many times has really allowed a lot of that expression of, like, how do you take something that's meaningful and potentially helpful, and how do you craft a way for people to want to consume it? How do you make it something that they're, like the soil in their brain is more malleable, and like you can just, that's the word of the day, malleable. And just, full transparency, we just batched like fucking 12 podcasts in 2 days. Shout out to our producer, Tyrell.
13 we're on, I think. I think this is the 13th. Is this the 12th or the 13th?
Oh, shit. No, this is 14.
7 incidents, smokes it.
14. This is 14. 14 in 2 days, guys. Like, so for us to cognitively dial in, and we've done a lot of different things. We've done a couple like single episodes in person with different producers. We've, gone through the online stuff that personally, like, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, I think there's just something that's more magical when you're in person, you're getting interface, and like we're getting instruction and direction from the appropriate people, and like we're getting feedback from you guys, which, by the way, like if you've been with us from the beginning, thank you so much, because it really is like meaningful. And so, I think that the things that caused us to, well, at least caused me to be desperate enough to want to do this, because it was an act of desperation. Like, let me be frank, I was the president of the Nutritional Coaching Institute, and I don't feel bad for saying that, because it's been a year. And for those of you that are wondering, like, if we have ever referenced Company A, that is who we were referencing. And, they made the business decision to get acquired by a larger international company, and that didn't really go very well, and they gutted about 80% of the team in that. And so, we were at a difference of opinion on how we wanted to take the company at the time. And, it was just what they deemed was the best business decision. They termed half the team, 80% of the team. So, we're sitting there wondering, like, well, what comes next? And when you kind of have that parachute taken away from you of like, all right, I have a predictable income and like this specific set of job skills, it really calls into focus, like, fuck, what is my life about? And I put my PhD on hold for 2.5 years. Like, there were a lot of things that, were frankly just a little bit bitter. And I'm so grateful now that, having had that experience, having evolved, and like Steve will tell you, I'm an academic, I'm an institutional guy through and through. The Marine Corps, they'll feed you, they'll kind of feed you, they'll mostly clothe you. You get some sleep on occasion, but you're going to
free haircuts.
No, you pay for that shit.
Do you?
Yeah. Every Sunday you go to the base guy and you runs your shit. Or you go out in town if you don't want to fuck your haircut up. But yeah, they in boot camp they'll give you for free.
You can't do it on your own?
You can. That's a barracks cut, and they fuck it up. Sometimes you got a guy in there that can do it, but
who gives a shit?
You're
the Marines.
Not they care. They're like, oh man, we want you to look goofy, not that fucking goofy. And so luckily you wear a hat, but I mean, like, going from the Marine Corps into the world of academia, and this has probably been the biggest, and going into like a bigger box gym where you have health benefits and you have like all these things that I think a lot of people take for granted. Those are, when they're gone, you're left with nothing except for freedom. But the thing that people don't tell you about freedom is that there's no structure. You can go in any direction, and it's paralysis by analysis. And so trying to work through that and like figure out who I am and like navigate, am I a coach, am I an exec, like those have been the things that across the last year have been really eye-opening experiences. And so if you're ever wondering about any of that stuff, like, dip your toe in the entrepreneurial world if you want to see what you're made of and who you are. And like, hats off to Steve, because the guy's been grinding and hustling since his first lawn cutting business when he was like a fucking 4-year-old or whatever.
15, 16.
15, yeah, I mean, delivering pizzas, 20. Cutting grass. And like, I was an athlete at the time. I didn't fucking do any of that, And so for me to have to craft and drag that up, and like, admittedly, there's still a lot of really rough days because you're just working by yourself in a secluded area, and there's not like a community and anything else like that. So that's why when I say, and I truly mean this, like, I was typing that. What?
I'll take over. Yeah, it's one of those things where you work for companies, you work and you do things, and you do have purpose. I mean, obviously I was with NCI for a period of time, and it's the internet and people are going to poke at each other. I will say this here. I do appreciate the time that I had at NCI. I do appreciate everything that Jason was able to give me, all that stuff. So just to call that out, because listen, I'm going to poke. We all poke. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure. Some poke harder.
Some poke harder. Some are going to poke harder than they have. And, it just is what it is. But on that side of things, it opened doors. And then I was able to move over and spend some time at Mind Pump, which was really enlightening. Spent just literally over a year there. And I remember the phone call of, hey, we're going to discontinue this because we're not getting value. Like, oh, okay. And just typical, I asked for a termination letter to understand it.
Yeah.
And then the termination letter gave me a different reason than the reason I got on the phone, which was we have layoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So it was one of those things where I laughed because, at the end of the day, there was just a lot of promises made. And I will admittedly say on both sides that weren't really followed through with. But it's one of those things where, hey, I'm a relationship person. I will move mountains for people that I believe will move mountains for me all day, every day. I won't fucking move a goddamn pebble for people who they'll
put mountains in your way.
Exactly. Yeah.
You kind of a petty little bitch sometimes.
100%. I will.
That's why we fuck with each other. We were like, hey man, you believe this motherfucker?
I will spend a lot of effort.
We're human.
But
that's so funny.
But from that perspective, like I was able to build a program that we launched, and it was one of my biggest launches that I have ever done. And in 30 days, I think, I don't remember the numbers at this point in time, but we did well over $500,000 in 30 days of a launch.
Yeah.
And, I go back and it's like, hey, I want to do this. And it's like, no. And I want to do that. No. Oh, but you're the in charge and lead and all the things. And I'm like, all right.
Time.
It's Tyrell's making Andrew wipe his tears with his
yeah.
But it was just one of those things where, hey, at the end of the day, not necessarily the greatest fit. And my biggest lesson learned over that period of time was to stop relying on others to help me out, because I didn't in the very first go around that I built something great. And then I became this like, oh, I'm in the internet world and it's different. It's not brick and mortar. Like, I'm going to go rely on other people to help me.
Yeah.
And I relied on them. I didn't get what I wanted. Hindsight is I got a lot from both experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good and bad. And they would say the exact same thing.
100%.
I think.
We all learned. It was a learning curve.
Correct. But without those experiences, we wouldn't be here today, and inspiration behind doing a podcast. And it's arduous. Like, it's been 2 days right now of putting time in to talk and be present and all that stuff. And on the 100th episode, like, it's a good hour-ish of time per episode minimally, let alone behind the scenes and posting and editing and all that.
Yep.
To get like, this is what showing up on social media every day, getting nothing out of it feels like. So
oh my God.
Our goal is to get more views and followers and subscribers in the next 100. But all that to say, I wouldn't change any of it, because I feel like getting to spend the time in person, and like, again, with the trainers today, like, that's why we do what we do. It's not about sitting on the throne and like, oh my God, we've built an $8 billion business with 18 figures and all the things, and you just do what we do and it's going to be great. Like, no, it fucking sucks. But there's people that get it and understand it and care.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, the main thing I'm going to try to sell you is like $60. And I promise you it's worth $600, if not $6,000.
Yeah.
So we're not here to take all your money and sell you the next thing. We're here to give you the tools and the foundation to go grow a successful business that is going to literally change your world. And that is going to be reward enough. So I don't know. I mean, listen, if at some point in time we sell a $10,000 thing, we might, but I promise you it'll be a legit experience. We're not just going to sit in the hotel lobby talking about some shit.
No. And I mean, like, when I think about the act of building something, I mean, it's physically laborious. You try something, it fails. And so, the emotional outbursts of that was kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Fuck you. If you don't like it, just thumbs down it. It's fine. That's just me being defensive. Sorry. Apologize for my outburst. But I mean, like, there's so much time and effort and expectation that go into it. And so people think that, and I can't remember what the saying was, but it was a Hormozy thing, and he's saying that when everyone's seeing you put the work in and they're asking you, why are you doing that? And then, on the back end of that work, more or less, they're like, well, congratulations, we know you had it the whole time. And so to be in the phase of just like building it is,
they're
once where it's frustrating.
People root for you when you don't need rooting anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
They question you when you need the rooting.
100%. And so, when I think about like just the things that we've tried, and I remember there were probably like 3 of the similar themes, and Tyrell pointed it out, like, you guys had a lot of similar episodes in first, and I remember we went super business heavy, and then we went like, we tried the seasons thing, and then we tried guests, and like we've just tried to really incorporate a lot of things, and without your feedback and without your subscriptions and stuff like that, like we frankly would have known what was hitting and what wasn't hitting. And so that's why I say, like, if you have been here from the beginning, thank you. If you're here now, we're super excited to continue to bring that stuff and evolve the show. And, I think that the through line here is that we're just committed to evolution and innovation. And, rather than reinventing the game and just repackaging the same thing, we truly do put our money where our mouth is, and we invest in our own education. We get in different rooms with different people, and we constantly test things to see if they are more helpful. And I think that's more important now than ever, especially with AI coming on and being able to do a lot of the manual tasks that people have historically found job security. And like, we're in for a pretty rude awakening across the next 3 to 5 years. And so, like, if I could just implore you, please start to leverage those tools. And if you don't know how to, join in on the Empowered University stuff, because like that's going to evolve into an entirely different thing, I'd say across the next 12 months as well. But it's been such a fulfilling journey, and I'm so grateful that you guys have been here, for Steve and, Tyrell now, and like everyone else that's been a part of this. It's been really cool to, struggle through it. So yeah, that's been my experience, I'd say. So in maybe some of the things that might be helpful for people who are considering doing something like this, like, Steve, what are some of the main obstacles that, we want to be? Time
is 100% the biggest obstacle. It's just, in the middle of the day, let's stop everything. Let's stop what feels like productive work to sit down, to record, to do this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let's show up here when we're building a thing and there's not really an audience yet, and just give a presentation to one person and go through that, and it's like, all right, it feels so much better when there's 3, and then when there's 7, and then when there's 15, and it's like, all right, you see that happen. You would over-engineer. You should see the spreadsheet that Andrew has on all the data on the episodes and the first 7 days, and then all the extra things, and here's the likelihood of contingent comparison linkage between these
you remember what
and all that stuff. And it's
impactful.
when this happens, then this has a high likelihood versus a low, all this shit. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I'm just head down grinding for a year to just do the work before I even try to look back and see what I learned. And Andrew's like, no, we need to collect data. And I'm like, you do you, bro. But he's like, how many subscribers we got? I'm like, I have no idea, because I don't want to know. How many people download the podcast? I have no idea. He's like, oh, no, the audio. I'm like, I don't know. Let me pull it up. I have no idea, because it's not about that. It'll land and hit when it needs to. But at the same point, we're just 2 very different people from that perspective, which is what makes it there. So for me, I'm just head down like, hey, I'm here to do the work because I believe on the other side it'll work. There's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of people that give you information that isn't tried, true, tested. There's a lot of stuff out there that they're not trying to upgrade and learn new. And I'm not saying that what they're giving you is wrong, but what I'm saying that they're giving you is potentially old, and there's newer things out there. There's faster ways, there's easier ways, there's less expensive ways, there's more impactful ways. And that's the big thing, where when you find a group of people to listen to, are they out there learning faster than you can go learn and delivering you the things that are the most relevant? I promise you, I spend a lot of hours every month working within AI and building AI agents and testing all these new things. So I monthly can go out and deliver, hey, I've spent the past 4 weeks, 10 hours a week learning a thing. I'm going to give you the highlights and the important shit in an hour and you'll be able to do the same thing that I do. I took 40 hours in 1 month to do it. You're going to take 1 hour this month to get it done. That's our job.
Yeah.
So if you want to go out and get paid just minimum wage at $7 an hour, simple and easy. If I can save you 10 hours of your life, that's $70 right there.
Yeah.
The $60 becomes a no-brainer. But if I spent 40 hours doing it, and let's say again, that minimum wage worker, that's a couple $100. And nobody here thinks that they're worth just $7 an hour. So the numbers are become now irrelevant. And that's really the main goal. How can I save, if you're sitting there going, I get paid $50 an hour to be a trainer. Well, cool. Go train 2 sessions and pay for the damn thing and consume all the stuff in 1 hour, and then you're golden. That's the way that we want to build this thing.
Yeah, I mean, and when you even think about like, all right, the 2 sessions, spend the $100, and now all of a sudden it gives you a completely different skill or a tool that you can then help someone get to their goal faster. Speed is the thing that people will pay for. And the certainty of that speed is like, that's the knockout combo. If you're certain and you're fast, like.
What's the saying? Rich people buy time, poor people buy distractions.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. And like it's, there was I won't give you a study. But I mean, if you don't want to read the research, like it takes me a good hour and a half to read a research article and actually comprehend it and digest it and stuff like that. And read probably several thousand at this point. We use them in our courses, and like, if you don't want to have to, again, take all that stuff and make it useful and meaningful, like that's literally what our job is to take the science, take the experience, communicate in a way that makes sense for you then turn around and leverage that in speed to execution. And I think that the thing I've really seen as an obstacle is just the overthinking that happens on the back end and the over engineering and like, what about this topic? What about that topic? And I definitely think you can think too much, you can think not enough. So finding that sweet spot for what makes sense has been probably the bigger one for me, because Steve's like, I don't fucking care about the data. I'm like, I care about the data because I don't want to start to collect the data in, several years from now. And so
I care about building the ultimate coaching operating system, which is what we literally have. It's literally what we have.
We 100% do. And so I would say like, those are the things
which has been fun.
It really has been. It's been amazing experience.
It's also been heartbreaking. Some people are like, I don't care about that. I'm like, oh, but
yeah, dude. I mean, and when you care too much and it's like you put the work in and sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss, it just makes the success more meaningful when it happens. And so if you're thinking about it, if you're on the verge, please keep going. Please get started. The best thing you can do is just keep moving.
Just keep moving.
Just keep moving.
Is that Finding Nemo, Dory?
Just keep moving. As my dad says, and my dad's written this on every single thing, is just keep going. So
yeah.
You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, this one, a fun one. I'm going to ask just one favor, not the normal smash, hit, comment, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you could share this episode, just honestly, that'd be super helpful. Eternally grateful.
With someone that's going through it, like someone that's like, I don't know if I should try, I don't know if I should, like, that would be the person that really should probably see some of the
share it with a person, throw it on social media, push it to one of your channels, like that would be helpful. Just honestly, thank you for that. That's like the big thing. And if there's something we can help you with, like, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find us social media, whatever, because that's truly what we're here for. We want to make coaches successful without you having to spend thousands of dollars to get there. So that's the main goal. So please share this. We're Beyond the Pump. We're going to be around here for another 100. We talk about the business of fitness and nutrition. And today you got to watch Andrew cry.
No, you didn't. Let's get edited out. You'll never see it again. You'll probably see it again. It's fine. I'm overly emotional. Until the next one, guys. We love you.